Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 6-year-old Kabir Singh, wearing an army uniform, standing on a stool towering over the engulfing emotions that were pouring as thousands came from near and far to pay a farewell to his father, Colonel Manpreet Singh. These visuals have gutted the nation. Standing above his father's coffin, saluting him for his sacrifice. Gutted, we feel, gutted as much as it has affirmed our resolve. Our sister putting a rakhi on the coffin of her brother. She probably held on to it because Colonel was not home for the festival and they promised to celebrate the eternal bond on another day of another month, neither of which ever came. Ladies and gentlemen, when 6-year-old Kabir, wearing the Indian Army uniform, saluted his father, Colonel Manpreet Singh, he may or may not have been able to make sense of the coffin that reached his home. He may not be able to process the overwhelming sacrifice his father has just made and how indebted 1.3 billion Indians are for it. But with 6-year-old Kabir's salute, donned in uniform, he sounded to the world the pride in the uniform, which is sacrosanct, and our resolve that the fight for the nation will go on, generation to generation to generation to generation of nationalist Indians, more firm than ever. When the mortal remains of Major Ashish Dhonchak were reaching home, it was the same resolve, with deafening chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai, Bharat Mata Ki Jai, piercing through the air. And Colonel Amar Singh Amar Rahe chants transgressing the enveloping gloom of losing a loved one. Ladies and gentlemen, Indian flags held by school children, tirangas flooded on the motorbikes, cavalcades flooded the streets as Major Dhonchak's mortal remains reached home one final time. Colonel Singh's wife Jagmeet Kaur, bidding her husband farewell, closed her eyes in prayer and recited that were only known to her, perhaps the recall of moments together, perhaps recalled promises together, perhaps the days ahead of not waiting for that call to come, perhaps unfulfilled plans that they had made together. But ladies and gentlemen, there was that moment when she gulped, eyes closed, nodded her head in her resolve and courage, a courage that you and I can never fathom. And ladies and gentlemen, Major Ashish Dhonchak's mother, packed in a car with family members, plunging her head and her tears streaming down as she followed that cavalcade that carried her son's mortal remains. That mother who had her palms affixed to her forehead in salute, even as she tightly clutched the arms of a family member in the front seat as she was shattered at the loss of her own son. And she looked up to the skies knowing life will never be the same. The nation is shattered, ladies and gentlemen. The nation is gutted. But the nation never before is as resolved to give it back, to avenge. Revenge, avenge for justice. And the nation is powered by the courage of these families. From 6-year-old boys like Kabir to fathers who led the wreath-laying ceremony of their own martyred son. We are indebted, we are resolved, and we will, ladies and gentlemen, we will avenge. Debate number 1 tonight. There is huge anger over the pro-Pak line taken at a time like this by members of the India Alliance, by members of the dotted alliance. They're taking a pro-Pakistan line at a time like this. Can you believe it? What is wrong with this alliance? What is wrong with this alliance? The nation wants to know. Debate number 2 tonight. It's not a debate. I have an interview with Chandrababu Naidu's son, Nara Lokesh. His father is in jail. He's now leading the fight for his release. He's joining me at 10 o'clock tonight. And later after that, we'll have the excerpts of the most high-profile legal event of the year, the Ram Jethmalani Memorial Lecture Series, which was held in Delhi earlier this evening. That's at 10:20, 10:25 p.m. And here are the headlines.